Hey, um, hmm. So a few people asked me to post a more in-depth overview of some of the stretches that I do every day and some of my kind of morning practice. So I wanted to make this video for you and anyone who might benefit from that. So these stretches and movements come from Yang Style Tai Chi, which I studied from Sifu Bryant Fong, who's here in San Francisco. He grew up in Chinatown. Yeah, these are some of the warm-ups that come before doing the Tai Chi series that he taught us, and a few of the moves from it that I do every day. So the first two things to keep in mind is that the whole time you're keeping your knees soft and you're keeping your feet at about shoulder distance apart. The other option is to actually have the heels together and have this kind of 90-degree angle. And all of this invites the pelvis to kind of tilt downward and such that the tip of the coccyx or the point of the pelvis is pointing right at the ground. And that naturally kind of invites the top of the head a little bit behind the center of the crown to be pulled up. And instead of thinking of having your back straight, I more think of there's a string pulling the bottom and the top of me apart from each other, and that naturally invites this uprightness. And the second thing is, more important than getting the movements exactly perfect, is really just being present and listening to your body and making the adjustments as necessary and being in your breath. So as I'm speaking, you won't see me breathing in synchrony with the movements, but as you're doing them, I really invite you to exhale as you're moving outward and inhale as you're moving. So we'll start with the neck, just giving it a very gentle roll, exhaling as you go down, inhaling as you come up, very, very slowly. So we no rush and gentle, we're only rolling forward, we're not rolling backwards, which could, be a little bit tough on the back of the neck. So we're just rolling forwards, exhaling down, inhaling up. I'm noticing that I'm moving my knees straight, so I'm just bending my knees again, always making any minor adjustments. And so you would continue that one really until you felt done. And then very fluidly just moving to the shoulders and rolling the shoulders back. It's very, very gentle. And then the other direction. And as you're moving the shoulders, you're really inhaling up and exhaling down. This is kind of inviting whatever other parts of the body want to move along with it. If it feels very natural, you might, it's a very subtle movement in my hips and pelvis with this, and that's okay. And then another one for the shoulder that's really, really, I love it, and it really helps wake me up. So I have my feet both facing forward, then the back one actually angles out a little bit, 45 degrees. Front knee bent, back knee can be straight or slightly bent. Left hand on, front hand on the side of the front leg is on the hip, and I'm making these circles. So I'm getting the full rotation of my shoulder, and I'm watching my hand as it goes around. And it just has me present. I'm almost hypnotizing myself by watching my hand, inhaling up, exhaling down, letting my hand rotate very naturally, right? And so you'll notice too that as I swing forward, my knee bends and kind of just helps everything along. And just gently expressing the full range of the shoulder, but not overextending, not pressuring anything. Really, wherever your body's at today, it doesn't matter if you're a yogi or you never stretch at all. Your body's always where it is today. That's what I learned from my Sifu. So there's never, I have to be as flexible as I was yesterday or as strong as I was yesterday. It's just being present with where our body is right now. And I won't do this every time, but after every movement, you just kind of stand still in this emptiness position, whether your heels are together or shoulder apart. And you just reap the benefits. You just savor the difference between before and after the stretch. And even give it a little polish, a little pat down. And as my friend Jehan says, the esoteric secret move. Give it a kiss. So now that we've done the shoulders, we can actually do a little bit of a gyration like this of the spine. So my feet are shoulder width apart or a little bit more. My face is actually facing forward. I have a gaze point, and this makes me get a neck stretch too. So I'm not doing this, right? But this keeps me balanced and straight. My hands are just kind of tapping right below my belly button, what we call the dantian. It's your body center, right? And on the back, just a very gentle tap. And you can almost feel that part of your body warming up as it gets some attention. Knees are bent, and all it's very gentle. Kind of shake it out. We can do a little side stretch. Once again, all very gentle. We're not pushing it. And you can go much longer than we are in this video. This is just to get them all through. From there, we're actually going to do a few different hip stretches. So feet together now, and then making sure you're stacked above your feet. You just kind of push out, and you're only going forward. So you're doing like a half circle. Very slowly, exhaling out, inhaling back. Exhaling out, inhaling back. Really going as slow as you can. This is a moving meditation, right? It's not any kind of a race. So just really noticing, okay, there's many different muscles here. I've got these muscles here, I've got these muscles here, and all of them are getting a stretch. This stretch series is also an opportunity to check in with the body, because we're really getting all the major muscles as we go through these. So it's a way to stay up to date with what's going on. And then legs spread out, and we're going back. Right. So now it's a semicircle, just backwards. And I'm getting my adductors, I'm getting my lower back a little bit. I'm getting all these muscles that are in the pelvis and the butt. It's all very gentle, a little bit of hamstrings happening. You probably can't hear all the cracking that's happening. And then from there, we're gonna have the point of the coccyx, which is the bottom of your pelvis, right? You think of it as this triangle. And it's basically gonna like spiral outward then inward. So I'm straight, my knees are bent, I'm pulled up from heaven, and I'm just starting to small circles that get gradually bigger. I'm just really paying attention, listening to my body, going all the way out, and then switching directions and spiraling in until it comes to a point where really nothing but my pelvis is moving. So you do that much slower and really with your breathing. So that's the hips. Then we move to the knees. So feet together, hands on the knees, and this is the very, very gentle knee circles in each direction. Really not pushing the knees or pushing the ankles, right? If the circles are just tiny, that's fine, because the knee has so many tiny little muscles, right, all up in here that get stretched by such a gentle, because usually the knee doesn't move left and right like this, it's usually just this way. So getting all those. And while we're down here, go ahead and just hang it out, exhaling, letting it all go, and we'll shaking our head no and nodding yes. It's really dangling, and you can bend your knees if you need to. This is all very gentle. There's no power stretching here. You can inhale for a half lift, borrow this one from yoga. And exhale back down and just deepen it a little bit. Just hang out here for as long as you need to. Take a few breaths. And whenever you're ready, vertebrae by vertebrae, inhaling very slowly, checking every little bone of the vertebrae, letting the head stay hung until it's the last one to come up. And continue to inhale. So give yourself a little, really waking up the spine here, and then coming back. And then just taking a moment, pausing, reaping the benefits, right? I'm just feeling my entire body. And if I'm listening, I actually can hear it. saying thank you. Thanks for the attention, right? We're giving our body attention. So when there's tension, you give it attention, right? Atypical, it's like the anti. So tension really arises from the lack of awareness of our body. Back foot, little ankle rolls, very gentle, and we're just letting the weight be on the front leg, switching directions. The other one. And now that the body's warmed up, we're going to do a few more. So those are all the warm-ups to the Tai Chi moves, or Qi Gong moves, really. And we're now going to do a little bit more of a advanced move. So I'm going to do it without the arms first. So it's really just a body roll, right? It starts with my head scooping, and then it kind of rolls all the way down my body. This is moving energy downward. This is really just like waking up the entire spine. So what I'm going to do now is going to add the arms. Right? So they're doing this. So it's like this. This. And so all of it is kind of this. Inhaling down, exhale. So I'm going to do a very slow inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Great eagle spreads its wings. And it's actually harder to do it slowly with the body roll because you gotta like pace all the parts of it at the same time, so sometimes you get a little lost. So you can just kind of do that one for as long as you need to. Inhaling it down, exhaling it out, and then you switch directions. And this is big bear swims in the lake. So body roll and then inhale, exhale. Exhale. Kind of giving a gift. And spreading it out. Breathing in and then exhaling. Right. I'm getting such an expression of the body. And then open it up. And we're actually going to do one set at a time. So it's this and then this. But as I'm doing that, I'm kind of doing a figure 8 with my hips. Right? So I'm like getting all this rotation, just like balancing my left and right side, kind of getting my whole body to start working in the morning in synchronicity, in harmony with each other, right? All these parts. Even my neck is kind of dancing around. You can kind of change up the speed. This one you're breathing mindfully, but there's not necessarily a synchronized breath, so you can kind of play with it a little bit more and then switch directions. So it's like my hips are following the line of energy of my hands. And I'm staying upright, pelvis is tilted forward. I'm not tilting my pelvis out like that, right? That's a very important distinction. That's gonna be plenty for now. So you can just always end with what we call golden rooster shakes its feathers. Just shaking it all out, whole bucket. A little wiggle left and right, up and down. And I always recommend that you end with a little dance party with yourself. But to keep the video short, that's that. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that. Please share this to whoever needs it. And yeah, these stretches can be done in as little as 10 minutes or as much as 30. So I give myself the goal of doing it every day, no matter how short it is. And some days it's 5 minutes, But I find that it's so much more attainable to just give ourselves really, really small goals, build up a skill, build up a practice. And yeah, I've been able to do at least 5-10 minutes of it for years, every morning. Whereas if it had to be 30 or an hour, it's not always going to happen. So be gentle with yourself. I hope you enjoy these. And,